So if you saw yesterday's video, you'll already know this, but for those that didn't see it, due to some PC struggles, I'm actually recording this video on Kyla's PC, and because of that situation, I want to stick with some pretty simple concepts until I get my PC back up and running. And what's more simple than a good old-fashioned fun loadout? We're going to go for a handguns only hunt here on Emerald Coast. And what better way to start this video than with an aggressive gray kangaroo? And we actually have the 454 for our kind of main weapon today. So as expected, not a whole lot once we actually shoot one with it, but not a bad start. Just a bronze female. Ended up with lung and vertebrae. I think we got spinal cord there too. Just barely missed the heart. But that's the kind of thing I was hoping to see. I definitely felt, coming to Emerald Coast, we had to start with the kangaroo, and I'm hoping to get after saltwater crocs and stuff, but I think hog deer are drinking soon, so we're gonna try to find some of them. But first, we actually have some decent fallow here, including a nervous level 4. We haven't been over here, so I guess maybe someone else passed through and either spooked it or shot something else, but this will be another good candidate for the 454. We'll maybe scoot a touch closer, but it's actually not a bad gun. Even for decent range, you just have to aim decently high. So at 150, we'll let him go ahead and lift his head. Gonna aim something like that and absolutely dropped him. By the way, I realized we haven't gone through the loadout yet. So obviously, the 454 is going to be our kind of big game weapon. And eventually when we get to crocs, I think that's gonna be pretty fun. Our class 2 and 3 weapon is going to be the 45 cavalry. We can't put a scope on that, so that could get interesting. Then, for stubble quail and magpie geese, we have the 410, and finally the 22 LR. Should we run into maybe a stubble quail in the distance, a magpie goose flying away in the distance, or something like that. But as for our pretty good size level 4 fallow, a 240 score I still cannot stand. The chat being in front of the scores in multiplayer, but double lunged them pretty much just perfect, maybe a touch low. But at 159 meters, like I said, long range with the 454 is really not that bad. And that's frankly why I felt like on a map like this, it was a must-have. And multiplayer just being as it is, we cannot stay connected to a server. We just so happen to have an opportunity to get a hog deer here, but it is not their drink time in this server that I'm at least hoping that we can stay connected to. So if this guy will just step out, and he is alarmed, so we gotta go for this. I feel like that should be good. They're fairly tough, and the 45 is not exactly an insane caliber, so we'll have to go and check the blood, but I hope that brings him down. And bring him down, it did. It really... I don't think it ran as far as one typically would, say, if we shot it with the 243. And I really like this gun. Like, the animations are so unique. Having this electric blue metal on it really makes it pop, but that was a pretty unique shot, I would say. Lung, liver, and stomach will bring them down a little bit more quickly, but we will absolutely take that. 80.07, I think that says. And at least we managed to find a hog deer, even though it is now in this server about 9 AM, so might get a chance at a red deer or two. And I think what we'll do is start to work our way north. We should eventually run into banteng, crocs obviously, and hopefully along the way maybe some rooster and sandbar deer. Now this seems like probably not a good idea, but I did say the 454 is pretty good at range. This is about 225 meters, and actually the good thing, since he's facing us, we can probably do a little bit better with that, unless he just kind of turns and doesn't face us. But if he'll stop, we'll try to drop this into a lung. I feel like because we've already taken one shot, it'll be a little easier to determine just how high we have to aim. There also are some sandbar deer walking through, but he finally stopped. We'll let him lift his head so we don't have like the arched back to worry about. And we'll try to get this right. Shot just over him actually. Oh my goodness. What did we hit? The blood's gonna tell part of the story, and that is vital blood, so it's not spinal cord. Like neck maybe? Oh, right in the heart, come on. There's no way. So I was wondering this too, because that's pretty low. There is a chance that the first shot actually hit underneath him. Maybe went through, like, you know, just under the belly and hit the ground way behind him, making it look like we had shot over him. We'll have to look back at that. That is absurd. 202 meters. Hard shot on a pretty rushed follow-up. If we make a shot better than that today, I will be shocked, but that was pretty cool. I just have to jump in here in editing because I think I figured out what happened. I've watched it back in slow motion so many times, and he actually warps just the tiniest bit. You see him kind of slide up the hill to the left, just like a foot or less. And actually, the reason the shot looked high is because it strikes the water behind where he was. I'm pretty sure warping actually got him out of the way, and the water splashes up so high, it looks like we hit the dirt high behind him. So I think the first shot might have been good. The second shot was probably better. Unfortunately, our banteng thus far are not looking that great. There's one level 4 out front, and we might as well try to get him on the move with the 454. And only because we've been so good and or lucky with it, I thought we'd maybe attempt a hard shot. Should still be lungs. Their lungs are enormous, and it should still bring him down. So, assuming that it does, I think we'll just fast travel all the way back down. Maybe not that far, because if we don't want to get in that guy's way, we can maybe go to here and across to the beach. Because I definitely want to try to get a couple of crocs, and ideally get some to go aggressive. And I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, because this video will not end until we kill a stubble quail with the 410. That is going to be a part of this, but 123 scoring gold for him. We'll jump down there and try to get some crocs, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we can even find a stubble quail on our way. So finally, we got what we wanted, but we're sidestepping this female until the level 7 gets over here. There were a bunch here, so I'm glad the 7's aggressive, and I think for the sake of it, we're gonna have to try to get the shot off sooner rather than later. What on earth is going on with this 454? It's like he's taking missiles today. Right through the neck. And into the lung, and lung was all I was aiming for. I mean, it's a nice bit of collateral damage going through the neck. We will take that. 874 gold. And, you know, I also realized we have not touched the 22 pistol today. That's also something I'd like to make use of, but before we get to that, there's a whole bunch more up here. We can maybe get another one to go after us. And literally, mirror image, we have a female going aggressive. The level 7, which is also a max estimate 7, is much later in his aggression. And can we make a similar shot? I felt like that might have gone through the spinal cord. It's going to be a lung, just to kind of help bring him down. We'll hit him again. So not too bad. 2 for 2 on bringing down aggressive crocs. And for the sake of it, because I don't even know what we're going to use the 22 on, unless, like, we find a landed magpie goose, we'll probably, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll scoot down, like, into this area. Gives us a chance at maybe finding rare or diamond crocs and still looking for geese. But super quickly, this time we did hit the vertebrae. We almost got through spinal cord and got another insta drop, but vertebrae, right lung, and then intestine to help bring him down will do the job. And let's see if we can have any success in this part of the map. I don't know what it is about level 7 max estimate crocs, but they really like us today. Just gonna stand here and try to get the shot. That is kind of terrifying. Should be a good hit. And by the way, I have found one use for the 22, and that is every time we get like an aggressive female croc, just shooting into the ground gets it to go away. So at least there's been that. But turns out in completely croc-infested swamps, the geese don't really like to land around here for very long. So 867 for that guy. Again, we hit the vertebrae. Just missing the spinal cord a bit on those, but ended up now with 3 golds with the 454. And I think actually maybe what we'll do is go and try to find stubble quail, and if we can find an actual use for the 22 between now and then, we'll go for it. Well, that's what we want to see, and for whatever reason, they're flying at us. Now, are none of them male? I thought we had a male warning call. Naturally, they go to land, so let's just get reloaded here. That didn't really work how I wanted it to, but we're gonna get at least one of these, if not several. That is a odd amount of lead you have to put. And can we somehow kill one with the 22? I'm still unsure about the state of a male stubble quill. There we go. That looked like a headshot. So at least we've killed something with all of our weapons, albeit, I think, 1 kill with the 45, and I guess now 2 with the 410? Curious if we did get a male, because we ended up killing 3 of these things. Got 1 here, that was a female. Second one, or potentially actually first one, also a female. And I'm quite certain the last one we shot with the 22 was a female. There's a male track here, but low weight, so I guess there's not too much to worry about. And while we ultimately didn't end up killing anything special today, that was actually a lot of fun. I mean, we had everything, and I forgot to look. I'm sure it was on screen there, where we hit. We might track that, but regardless, as we probably make the decision to go and track it, whatever happens with this axis here, big one or not being a max estimate, this hunt has been an absolute success with the crazy shots on like the red deer, the crocs, even the fallow deer to begin with. Just dropping that was pretty cool. And then wherever we did hit that stubble quill, but what the heck, we got a max weight axis deer track, might as well see where it leads us. Well, that could not be more lame. He's just stuck there? I don't really know what else to do. At least it's not a level 5. And I'm pretty sure those are not the diamond antlers for a level 4. Pretty sure we hard shot him, but I would hope we could do that considering he was just standing still at 30 meters. That was a 188, so nothing special. And I guess a kind of fitting way to wrap up what has been a bizarre hunt, but I kind of miss these type of like loadout videos. I think ever since the ability to, you know, have preset loadouts, we've started doing it less and less. I want to definitely bring it back, especially as we get further and further away from a major release like Emerald Coast here. It's really fun to just kind of, you know, use some weapons that are majorly overlooked, much like the 410 pistol, and actually kind of, you know, make it fit into a loadout like we did here today as our stubble quill gun. But as we have more axis deer running away, I think that is going to do it for this video. So, as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.